past programming. Past programming, right? This is everything that has happened in your past was past programming. It helped create who you are today, how you think about things, how you take action, where you go. It's past programming, right? In every single experience, every touch, every feel, every smell, every visual, every emotion is filed in a file inside your body, inside your subconscious mind, and that's called past programming. But there's another part that creates your reality is, guess what? It's this. It's current programming. So wait a minute, Mike, we have past program, everything that's happened literally from microseconds ago to current programming. Well, what's current programming? Well, I would think right now you're going through a sense of current programming, like you're making a conscious decision in this moment to reflect on who you are. And then you're going to make a conscious decision by time we're done of who you want to be and how you're going to get there. So we have past programming, but we have the ability plus current programming. And guess what? Whatever one chooses to win is going to create this, your predicted reality. Your predicted reality. That's what it's going to create. Now, if your past programming is, since we're dealing with this experience, I've been sick, I suffered sickness, and my current programming is I choose to listen to the news a lot. You will be sick again. You will get sicker. My current predicted reality will be what? I'm going to live in a world of fear and probably creating a form of sickness. You guys probably heard this before. I said this before, but I do believe how this breaks out, right? Dis-ease, right? Disease. Now, this may not play out all the time for everyone, but I do believe this dis part is the part of unsurety, the part of questioning, the part of turmoil. I mean, it has been scientifically proven that your mind state creates things inside your body. Do you guys ever hear the test, the hypnotic test with an ice cube? If you did, put yes. If you didn't, put a question mark, and I'll share it real quick. Okay. So Kim, here's what they do. This hypnotist takes somebody and has them close their eyes and says, I am now going to take a very hot coal, hot thing, and I am going to put it on your arm. And it's going to be hot. It's going to burn. And you just tell me when it's burning too much. They put it on. The person goes, it's burning. It's burning. It's burning. Blisters are coming. Blisters are bubbling up on the skin. It says, okay, in a minute, I'm going to have you open your eyes and look. It's an ice cube. It's an ice cube. The physical mind related to the experience in such an impactful way, it created blisters. Well, what do you think this past programming, if we have past that was difficult, confused, hard, and we have current that's confusing, we got a predicted reality. We're going to have a confused, an unsure, an unresults-driven life. If this makes sense, can you type in make sense for me? Does this make sense? I'm trying to break it down as simplistic as I can. You could go to all kinds of classes. You could learn all the guru stuff. You could study all about hypnosis, the brain, and conscious mind, and NLP to just get to this part. This is as simple as it could be. Past programming, new current programming, predicted reality. Okay, so what do we do with this? Here's what we do with this. Let's understand how it falls into the pyramid of the mind. First, we have the forced programming. Now, when we use the word forced programming, We're not talking someone locked you in a chair and shined a light in your face and dropped water on your head. We're not talking about that. We're talking about really any programming that was without you deciding, which is most of your beginning life. If your parents told you when you were born a bird was a dog, you would, until someone else gave you a new thinking, look in the air and go dog, dog. It's forced programming, right? It's the point of when you don't know any different and you accept what something or someone is telling you. That's forced programming. Then we have this. We have the unconscious, okay, the unconscious programmed choice. So I have forced programming, and I have this unconscious, meaning not the conscious, program choice. You know what that means? Everything you're doing now is based off of that past process. I know it seems a little deep, but if you don't understand this, it's very hard to shift your identity. So I have this unconscious program choice. It's like, wait, whatever you're doing is based off of your past experiences and your past decisions. Now, you have the next one, which is your conscious choice, right? And your conscious choice is the ability to tap into the past, what's happening, that happens because that's your unconscious computer, and make a decision today. Let me give you an example. I bet one of you, at least one of you, probably was slapped a lot as a kid, but then made a conscious choice to never slap your children. If that's a possibility, type in possibility. If you slap your children, no judgment, just no need to tell me you slap your children. Okay, Ashley says possibility. Like a lot of people were hit by a bell, hit by a switch, slapped, right? And they decided their unconscious program choice was when their kid was little was kid's bad. My dad would have smacked me. Conscious choice. That's not how I want to behave with my children. Okay. That's not how I want to behave with my children by force. But type in this word if this is pretty true for most of us here, maybe a lot of us, because I remember the levels. For a lot of us, the generational decision was correction by force. Type in yes. Is that yes? Is that yes? Right? It was change and conditioning, reprogramming by force, violent force sometimes for some people. Then we have this last part, and this is what we call the superconscious programming. Well, what is this kind of nirvana of superconscious programming? This is the ability to feel things at a higher level. Have any of you been in what they would call a moment of grace, a moment of bliss, a moment of you were connected to a higher power, a moment of connected to what you might call God or universe, a moment of feeling at such a level you've never felt before? Like you're connected between a butterfly and an angel all in one moment. They call it like grace. That's the superconscious programming, superconscious. It's your ability to understand and connect to a higher level of energy, a higher level of power. Now, what makes that difficult to have what they would call freedom of mind, freedom of connection, this ability to live in a state of grace? Well, you could probably imagine with forced programming and not a lot of, see, you came here tonight by conscious choice. You didn't come here because, I don't think so, because every single thing in your life is so incredible, so amazing. Now, you might have come here just because you're like, you know what? Mike teaches really cool stuff. I just want to watch him teach stuff and enhance my life. That's cool. Some of you said, you know what? I'm confused right now. I got young kids, old kids, house bills, this COVID that like, I don't even know what's going on. I just hoping maybe Mike could help me figure out a thing. That's a conscious choice. And the goal is with enough conscious choice and enough awakenings of knowledge and information, you can start connecting to this super conscious, and start feeling, right? A lot of you say it's like, who has a voice inside their mind that serves them very well? It says, don't do that. Don't try that. Don't think like that. Who has that? Type in yes in the chat bar. Some of you do. Yeah, you're like, I got it. All right, be upfront with me. Type in ignore. Who ignores it sometimes? Do you? And then what happens? I tell you, he's like, I never ignore it. All right, some of you said, yeah. I'm like, you keep telling me no, I'm going to do it. And you do it, and you're like, My wife has that gift. She's like, you shouldn't do it. Shouldn't hire that person. I'm like, I did the interview. I did the blah. Then all of a sudden, like 6 months later, I'm like, yes, shouldn't have did it. They were good. Now they're not good. She's like, no, they really were never good. You just convinced yourself